Does anyone remember what life was like before COVID-19? For us, it feels like a distant memory. This highly infectious virus has disrupted many aspects of our daily lives. It has also put human health at the forefront of our minds. As scientists work tirelessly to find a vaccine, washing your hands, social distancing, and self-isolating remain some of the most effective strategies to reduce its spread. Other methods of reducing one's risk of contracting the virus come with an environmental price: cheap and easily disposable single-use plastic bags and personal protective equipment, or PPE. We know that single-use plastic bags and PPE are here to stay, at least into the near future. While it is important to continue to fight for reduced single-use plastic and PPE usage, we should not do so at the expense of public health and safety. In October, the Canadian federal government announced that several single-use plastics, including grocery bags, will be banned by 2021. As you probably guessed, single-use PPE is not included in this ban, as it's a necessary tool for keeping Canadians safe from disease, particularly COVID-19. Unfortunately, this ban may not come into effect as soon as we'd hope. COVID-19 has resulted in severe rollbacks on hard-fought single-use plastic restrictions. For example, the City of Vancouver enacted their single-use plastic ban in April of this year, but due to COVID-19, enforcement of this bylaw has been suspended. Although some municipalities have received provincial approval for plastic bag bans during the pandemic, the overall lack of enforcement and hygiene concerns have resulted in noticeable increases in single-use plastic bag and PPE consumption. To keep healthcare workers and the public safe, the World Health Organization has requested for a 40% increase in single-use PPE. The impacts of this are yet to be fully realized, yet initial predictions paint a worrisome picture. For example, the Canadian federal government estimates that over the next year, approximately 63,000 tons of COVID-19 related PPE will end up as waste in the landfill. Although there aren't currently estimates for Canada, the International Solid Waste Association estimates that single-use plastic consumption in the United States has jumped by 250 to 300% since the start of the pandemic. If single-use plastic consumption is on the rise, then where is our waste going? In Canada, only 9% of our plastic is recycled, and 4% is converted from waste to energy. The remaining 87% is either landfilled or leaked into the environment. Although single-use plastic was piling up prior to the pandemic, we can only assume that it is going to get worse. Unfortunately, plastic production is cheaper, less labor-intensive, and employs more people. This is exacerbated by the low petroleum prices that defined the peak of the pandemic. As a result, a linear plastic system is heavily favored over alternatives. This growing issue begs the question of what we can do now and into the future as citizens, planners, and policymakers. As planners and policymakers, we can explore regulatory options, consult with the public, introduce bylaws and regulations, and provide toolkits and incentives for businesses and citizens to support this transition. Public perception and opinions on single-use plastic bag and PPE waste are particularly important in maintaining momentum on this issue. In practice, this would include a combination of soft plastic recycling incentives and access to more drop-off locations. Although single-use PPE, such as face masks, are not currently recyclable, encouraging citizens to use reusable masks and educating them about proper disposal are important first steps. Unfortunately, this is just the tip of what we call the plastic landfill mountain. If we are going to reach a zero plastic future, all levels of government are going to need to invest in technology and infrastructure that support a circular waste system. With these recent policy changes, we hope that there are noticeable results on this growing issue. With that, we encourage you to educate yourself and your peers further on this issue. Whether that be sewing your own face masks or bringing reusable bags to the grocery store, we hope we've inspired you to rethink your consumption and waste patterns in the midst of COVID-19.